Hey, welcome to SC Custom Designs. Where have you found yourself now, my friends? Okay, so you are at the table saw, and we want to talk about a technique where we're going to shave off and or shape these units here. So what are we talking about? These are bandsaw boxes. If you've been watching my channel, you have been seeing a lot of this going on lately. Okay. So, however, there's so much different technique when it comes to how you're going to get from here to there. All right, so here is the main carcass or the main unit here. And I went ahead and and still really much in its rough state, my friends. But I went ahead and cleaned this guy up or shaped him on here. Okay, this is like a 30 grit paper. I took off this guy here, which is an 80 grit, and I basically shaved off all of what you see here. So these are two 4x4s joined up, so it can make a bandsaw box. Here's what they look like in their semi-finished state. These are going to go under my wife's sewing table. All right, so these are custom width and length to suit her needs and to go right under her table. Okay, so it's custom made for that. However, so we experienced what it's like, and I started to video this episode, and it could be one of those whoops, this guy kept flying off over into there, and it never didn't damage it. It's pretty strong wood, but that episode went south. Those are the whoopsies videos. So how can we clean this up quick? And if we think about coming over here, will it work? Yes. If this is all you've got in your shop, one of these guys for these types of things, you're good to go. You could have other options. You could have a bandsaw box. In this case, I'm going to use the table saw, and we'll see that shortly. All right, so if you're going to use this, it's going to take you longer. And you've got glue, and it's very pitchy, this type of wood. So all that stuff's going to get into your sandpaper, and I clean it up with this rubber stick constantly. And I have my air hose, which I'm constantly using for so many reasons. So at any rate, you're going to be busy with that kind of thing. So we're just going to take this guy over to, as well as the other ones. And we'll just do one for now so you can see what's going on if you've never thought about such a technique. All right, so we're going to go ahead and just shave off. And I'll have to make it in a couple different passes with the blade. Now this is a 10-inch Delta contractor table saw. And so what are some of the gotchas you got to be careful of? See this, the zero inserts? This is not a zero insert. This is the factory insert that comes with your table saw. And the issue that you hear about more often than not, and mine is not an exception, is it falls down below the table. Why they would do that is beyond me, but that's what they do. So what I'm going to be doing is basically tracing this out on a piece of board. I'm going to make several zero clearance units, and that's going to basically close in the gap here as well, so that nothing's going to fall down in there. Okay, so what I have to be careful of is not to tilt it as I'm going through, right? So push down on this part here and against the fence, and then I should be good. I'm going to go ahead and mount the camera. Hopefully this will work out. Okay, here we go, friends. Let me get my earmuffs. Alright, so let's talk about this a little bit. As you can see, I went nice and slow. I would say if you're in a hurry, just don't even work in the wood shop. You got to take your time, my friends. So look at what a beautiful job that did. Let's come over and bring it where there's a little bit more light. And let's come down in here. Look at that, my friends. This is what I call shaping. So I've basically planed it. Could I have stuck it in my planer here? I haven't even used it yet. I've turned it on and did a review on it. But I didn't want to get the glue all in the blades and so on and so forth. That's just not worth it for me. This is going to be something else we'll use that for. So look at that, my friends. I've cleaned that up. Now in theory, this is all the same stock and joined up for the most part in the same way. And so in theory, I can come over and I can do it again. But I won't make any assumptions. I'm going to come over here, have a look and see, yeah, that's definitely going to work for me. So let's go ahead and take care of that one now. Okay, so I don't know if you caught that or not, but what happened was I tilted it just a little bit there, my friends. And it's not the end of the world, okay? But you can see the telltale signs would be the marks here, okay? But it's not the end of the world. It's going to be just fine. So now we're going to go ahead and do the other side, and I think you got the idea of this little tip, this little trick. Okay, I've got one more to do. Where are you? You are here. So I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy here. Again, no assumptions being made. Making sure that we're cool there. And it looks like I can get away with it. Cool. Alright, as you can see, that went a little bit smoother, but you can see what I mean by that pitch. All that pitch, if you're going to go ahead and try to take care of it on this unit, and that's fine, but just realize it's going to clog your paper up and you want to keep that clean as you move along. Alright, so all I have to do is now continue with the concept, flip it over, adjust my blade, and finish it this side. So that's the idea here. I want to advise that make sure that you have a very sharp blade on your table saw. Don't try to save money and your blade is getting weaker and you know it, because bad things can happen. Very bad things can happen. The obvious is the kickback. Boom, everything's going to come back at me. Okay? And I've heard about one too many accidents where that is the case. And you'll see bruises on the side of people's bodies and their faces, and it's not necessary if you have a sharp blade. This isn't anything special. I picked it up from Lowe's. I'm not a salesman for any of the tools that you see in my shop. I just use them. It's my disclaimer. But that's just a simple carbide tip there. And I've got some other ones mounted and ready for use somewhere over here for other types of things. Here's your 60 tooth. And again, this is nothing fancy. This didn't cost me an arm and a leg. I've got a Delta behind it, I believe. So please, 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 my friends, do not use dull blades. You're just asking for trouble. The same would apply over here at your bandsaw. If your blades are dull, then they're going to go this way or this way when you're trying to cut. And I held this one piece up earlier on in the video to show you that basically I just created veneer. And you can make veneer also on your bandsaw. It's a very popular venue is to resaw, right? And what you need for those types of things would be like this. Okay. This is a Carter Magfence 2 with red magnet on the bottom, and it just clips here. And you're not going to move that. It's just amazing how this works. I did put it on a piece of wood. That doesn't help, right? All right, so yeah, this is how you can make veneers. So you can take those precious woods. And another tip I have for you, and you can look these episodes up, my friends, is you can use the FAST system, the Carter FAST system. Simply ingenious. It basically has a magnet that has a groove for your blade to set into, right? Like this. And essentially what happens is it's going to tell you visually if which orientation that blade is in. Okay, so as you can see, it's slightly this way. So if I took my stock and I started to push it through, it would wander off. They call it bandsaw drift. And this takes care of that problem. Okay, and also for measuring, for in this case a 1/2 inch, you could measure for your router table, for your bits to come up. You can measure, put it in here, and it could help you to set your fence up so that you have exactly what you intend there. And the Carter company, they're very, very nice. I've dealt with customer service there. They will hand you over to an engineer if need be, if your questions can't be answered. They're ever so kind to take the time to do that. I have also the stabilizer. It's called the Carter stabilizer, where you can basically take your bearings, the thrust bearings and side bearings, and push them out of the way and insert this guy and only use one. As you can see, there's a groove in there. So this would sit inside. That allows you to take your wood and make those types of reindeer things. You just turn your wood ever so quickly. So that is a tremendous tool. So if this is the first time you've come into my wood shop, I want to first of all thank you for taking the time and considering us, subscribing to us. Again, we are up to 209. Thank you, subscriber from yesterday that subscribed to my channel. We love woodworking. We love to educate. I love to learn. I like to learn from you guys. Please leave your comments. We'll definitely get back to you. Positive, negative, it all at the end of the day. Are we doing things better, more efficiently, and working smarter, not harder, but smarter? And that's really how we learn. We learn from each other. So please don't be discouraged if you feel I'm doing the same episode over and over. I'm not. I'm just different techniques with the bandsaw boxes and the nested trays, and you know how we get there from here. And this was just a quick episode on how we're going to shape or plane these areas. So we've come from, I'm sorry, I don't know why the camera does this. It's just really white out now, right? I don't know why it does that. So, but you can see, maybe if I go to a darker area, that's better. We've gone from this, okay, to this. Come on, my friends. Now we can we can go ahead and finish up. I would take this grit off. This is like a 36 grit or something like this. And I can put on the 80 grit again onto this unit here and continue cleaning this up. And eventually I will get down to hand sanding with these types of sanders, these guys over here, all the way down to like 400 grit. There's a 400 grit on this guy, and it's going to make your wood feel so smooth. Thanks again for coming to the shop, SC Custom Designs. We do at least one video a week or more, and it's just fun. Take care, guys. Leave your comments, questions, complaints. We're pretty cool around here. We're chill. Thanks. Bye-bye.